Welcome to Tour Sport. Today we are going to be looking at Champions League Match Day 4. The first set of games are done and dusted. Some of the teams did awesomely well, while other teams, they had to settle for a draw. The results are as follows. Napoli played a 0-0 draw with Frankfurt. Slavia Prague, with all of their strength, with all of their efforts, they couldn't withstand the strength from the Arsenal, the Gunners. They lost that game by 3-0. Atletico Madrid, a team in the Champions League that are there to make a statement, went all the way at home, beating Union St. Kilos 3-1. That was an amazing game. Alvarez was in that game. This is all of the prospect of Europe. We are hoping to see this guy do more and do more like Messi and the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. Liverpool, the game that we were expecting to see more of thriller of goals. Though in that game, it was a very close one. Both teams were highly disciplined in their defense. Liverpool had a narrow win against Real Madrid, a 1-0. All thanks to Allister with that superb goal that defines the game. Olympiacos PSV settled for a draw. Juventus Sporting CP settled for a draw. What a game. PSG, the defending champions, up against Bayern Munich, European giants. That game was a cracker, I must tell you. That game didn't just end that way. It ended with a red card. But all kudos to Bayern Munich, Vincent Kompany and his team. They narrowly won that game 2-1. Bodo Glimt had to lose that game against Monaco with a red card. And the last of not the last, Tottenham, one of the underdogs, European champions. But this time around, they want to make a statement in the Champions League. They went all the way, 4-0 against Copenhagen from the Netherlands. Now, when I'm looking at some of this game, I really see what really went down. Coach, let's start with the Liverpool-Real Madrid game. What was the in and out in that game? Where was that game won from?
Man, that game was so superb. It was so fantastic. And you know, that night was a very great night for the fans of the both team. And all defenders keep their discipline. And the same thing, the attackers, they did their best. But you know, that was a narrow escape for the never walk alone side, which is the Liverpool. If you look at the goal, the way it coming, nobody was expecting it should come from the person who get that goal.
Allister.
Yes, considering his height and considering playing in the midst of people like Konate and Virgil
Salah
van Dijk,
and the rest of them.
People who are Salah come to the game. In fact, Salah was an exceptional guy that yesterday. But you know, he has played against this team for a very long time. They've studied him. They know he's in and out. In fact, if you are coming to the club or if you have ever admired to play for the club, you know that playing against Salah, you will go back and watch some of his antecedents and you know how to play with that man. But nevertheless, Salah still come to the game. He played. In fact, he was so exceptional in that game, even without him scoring the goal. Because that, for me, that winning is a narrow escape. Because for a man like Allister to get a header in that game, you see that was a narrow escape. Because scoring from that point where he scored, all the whole defender, we are not expecting that it's going to be a goal from a heading position.
Notwithstanding, it's a very good game because at least one of the teams got the 3 points.
Yeah.
And for Real Madrid, I was expecting to see more of MBAPPE. These are games that defines the rising stars.
Yeah.
What do you think really happened that MBAPPE was not even in that game? The goals were not coming.
That is why I said, kudos to Virgil van Dijk and kudos to the man who played from the right back of Liverpool. The guy did a lot of job. In fact, there was a particular time Real Madrid has to overload that right back for them to collapse the defense line of Liverpool so that they can get in. But due to the discipline of Virgil van Dijk and Konate, it was not possible. In fact, even McAllister in that midfield played a wonderful role. He played an exceptional role by countering most of those attacks, which Real Madrid tried to pose against Liverpool. So the discipline from even the attacking line of the Liverpool, likes of Ekitike, who is new in the club, he did an exceptional job moving the attack, putting the pressure on the Real Madrid defense line. But you know, Chouameni and Kamavinga, we are so good. We are very, very good. So it was a tough match. Just like we started with. That was a narrow escape win for the never walk alone side.
The sparklight in that game was at the point whereby I noticed Vinicius Junior with the captain handband. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
So does that mean his relationship with Alonso have been cemented? Probably they have settled themselves and he's willing to play for the team as expected.
I told you that the misunderstanding between Alonso and Vinicius Junior is just to take the team to a greater height. That was the challenge, because Alonso is trying to demand more from Vinicius Junior. Vinicius Junior is trying to demand more from Alonso, and this both misunderstanding are not of the negative, is of the positives.
To build him,
and him to build the coach, so that they can make Real Madrid the top flight team they have always been. So in that kind of misunderstanding is a positive one, not a negative one. So that will not transpire. That was not what transpired without him scoring a goal. If you look Vinicius Junior yesterday, he was good and he was playing. That's why I said those things will never come to flow. So they are both good, and they are good to go. Vinicius Junior.
All right. Moving away from that game, now let's look at another intriguing game, because I once said this, that these guys, to me, are probably the potential contenders for the Champions League as it stands. I'm talking about no other person but Arsenal. Slavia Prague were at home hosting Arsenal from away, but the Gunners went all the way and kept a clean sheet, a 3-0 win. Saka was one player that was so incredible in that game. Merino with the doubles. So what can you say from this game? Do we see Arsenal as Champions League contenders as it stands?
In fact, Champions League this season, if it did not go the way of Arsenal, I think the fans will not be happy with the club, because so far so good. Starting this season, they've getting a lot of players. They've prepared themselves for the Champions League. I don't think it's the Premier League. The Premier League might be the second option.
But the fans won the Premier League too.
They won the Premier League, but Arsenal has prepared themselves for the Champions League. So far so good. They've played 4 matches, and the whole 4 matches, they've all taken the 3 points. I know Slavia Prague is a good team, no doubt about that, from the Czech Republic First Division League. But like I said, yesterday game, Arsenal has to break that deadlock of them not winning at Slavia Prague at their home, because that was not the first time of them being in that stadium. I think that should be the second or the third time. So that is another groundbreaking history for Arsenal, winning Slavia Prague at home. And if you look with the squad depth, they had,
the victory was deserved.
Some of the players on injury, without Gyökeres, without Martinelli, these players are on injury. But stepping up an attacking midfielder to play in that role of advanced a number 9, to play in that advanced role of a number 9, and even scoring 2 goals, that should tell the zeal of Arsenal. They want to be somewhere this season that will surprise the whole football fans.
Perhaps finally the European champions. We look forward to that anyway.
Yeah, yes.
Not bad.
I predict Arsenal winning the Champions League.
All right. Not bad. Arsenal winning the Champions League and also winning the Premier League.
The Premier League,
the FA Cup.
Because
they can do the quadruple.
They can because they are a better side.
They have the squad. They have the depth.
Yes.
They have the experienced coach who have worked under a legend coach, Pep Guardiola.
Yes.
So Arteta has all the experience, all the charisma to take them to the level.
Yes, they have. So I will not be surprised seeing Arsenal winning the Champions League. The Arsenal we know of now is
different from the Arsenal.
Different from the Arsenal.
All right, Arsenal fans, hope you're listening to this.
Yes.
All right, let's move into the last but not the least game, because this game, I say the last but not the least, because there was so much tension before the commencement of this game. The PSG Bayern Munich game. You are looking at 2 teams here that are so ambitious. Their coaches are so passionate about their tactics. Luis Enrique in his own side, Vincent Kompany in his own side. How will my team fare? This game was the game before it started. There was a lot of controversy that the defending champion, the PSG, having the Ballon d'Or winner Dembele in that game, should be able to outsmart Bayern Munich and come up with a win. But we saw in that game that at a point, Hakimi had to be substituted because of injury. Dembele had to be substituted because of injury. Do you really think that was what played out for Bayern Munich winning that game a 2-1? Or do you think there were different factors that contributed, maybe tactics, or what do you think? Or the fans?
For me, so far so good. I don't think Dembele having that injury was one of the factors that played out for PSG not to win, or Ashraf Hakimi.
A player like Hakimi,
I don't think
the king in the defense.
I think Hakimi injury came after Dembele's injury, after they've already considered a goal or
watch it from this angle. There was a red card to the Bayern Munich team. So imagine the likes of Dembele still being in that game. Yeah. Imagine the likes of Hakimi, taking control of the defense. Don't you think that PSG would have pushed for a draw or a win in that game? So their absence, I think, must have played a role in Bayern Munich maintaining the win. Don't you think so?
Yeah, for me, I don't think so. Why did I say I don't think so? Is this? There is a man of, for me, there is a man I so recommended so high in that yesterday game, which is of the person of Luis Diaz. This guy is a good, in fact, he's an exceptional guy. This
of course.
You see, after the red card, Bayern Munich could not do anything. They could not move the attack. This guy is very, very, very good. Right from the days of when he was playing for, right from Liverpool down to Bayern Munich. This guy is very good. He keep the pressure on the PSG defense line. Not because of Dembele, not because of HAKIMI. You know, Vincent Kompany is trying to prove a point with the German team. And so far, so good. He has been proving those points. He has been proving it, and he has been doing it very well. Yes, we might have Dembele after the red card. We might have HAKIMI after the red card. But do you notice one thing with the Bayern Munich defense line and the midfield position? They were up and doing from every point, from every angle. It was at almost after the 70-something minute. That was when it occurred to the PSG guy that, maybe they are trying to...
They started mounting the pressure to see how they can come out to the game.
They started mounting the pressure. Even, maybe the red card was the one that opened the confidence, was the one that opened their morale for them to come back in the game. And maybe their fans may look, okay, after the red card, what next?
Coach,
that is why
let me pause and ask this. Do you mean without the red card to the Bayern Munich team, the Bayern Munich probably would have scored or won that goal with more goals?
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. That is what I watch, and that is what I see.
PSG are the defending champion.
It does not see. You know, last season
with the Ballon d'Or winner in that team.
No, it does not matter. It does not matter. After the Ballon d'Or, we've seen Dembele struggling.
Yes,
injury. Exactly. We've seen the struggle. So, and he cannot be forced to play when he's having such injury. It was not a good thing for him yesterday after he secured that injury. And the same thing HAKIMI. It was even the one of HAKIMI that led to the red card. Yeah. Yes, there's no doubt about that. This PSG side is a good one. Now, considering a loss to Bayern Munich does not take them away from the Champions League, because it happened last season. They were even defeated by this same Bayern Munich, and they end up lifting the trophy. So who knows, maybe the same scenario or the same situation is trying to play out this time again. So it's just a defeat. Okay. This is the preliminary stage of the Champions League.
All right, let's look at one player that has not really been recognized in Europe so far, but I think he is an exceptional player. Alvarez, the first goal scorer in Atletico Madrid win. I don't know about the likes of Dembele and others, and MBAPPE and others, but I think this guy has been underrated. Alvarez has been a player that, even in the Argentina national team, he has been at the peak. He has been scoring goals. In La Liga, he has been scoring goals, but this guy is not discussed, he's not talked about. Do you really see with this guy in that attack line of Atletico Madrid, do you see Diego Simeone finally having an opportunity, probably to charge in for the Champions League or win a major trophy this season?
Alvarez is one of the best striker in the world.
Exactly.
And I've always seen him right from the World Cup, because he played a major role in helping Argentina to lift that World Cup, because how which he has not contributed, he did not contribute during that World Cup. I don't think Messi will go all his playing time without a World Cup. So Alvarez,
we can't tell.
Alvarez was a good player at that World Cup. Alvarez played for Manchester City. He did. In fact, he contributed so well to that club that his impact cannot be emphasized. Thank you. Now, him playing in Atletico Madrid is just Alvarez.
Okay.
And he can only contribute what he can contribute.
Perhaps a golden boot will compensate his effort.
Maybe,
because
maybe
you and I know that winning the Champions League is a hill to climb.
Yes.
So it will be a difficult one for Atletico Madrid to do when you have likes of Bayern Munich, PSG, Arsenal, and the rest of the kind.
Yes.
So it will be a mountain to climb for Atletico Madrid.
Yes.
But at least winning the golden boot now should be a compensation for that young lad. He has done a lot.
You know, we don't compensate. People are not being compensated with the golden boot. Alvarez is a good attacker, there's no doubt. But the thing is, him alone cannot contribute everything to the team. They have other players who are there to make sure they complement his effort. So he might be good, just like Harry Kane. Harry Kane has been good in so many teams until he tries to locate Bayern Munich. And look at so far so good. Things has been happening. Though it was so disappointing that the club he loved so much in England, Tottenham, he was not there when they won their Europa title. Yeah. It could have been a dream come true for Harry Kane. But nevertheless, still in Bayern Munich is still doing. So that is the same thing. Alvarez is a big player. He has won a lot of things. But he might not be talked about maybe in the media. But there's no doubt that his record, his history in every team, both the national team, speaks it all.
Alright, viewers, if you love this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Talk Sport is Football. Football is life. Thank you for watching.